So I might be a little bit late on reviewing these products, but we're still putting them to the test. They're the new e.l.f. products. They are a $9 dupe. Really excited to try them out, so let's get into it. Today I'm reviewing the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands, a highlighter. We have a blush and we have a contour. I wanted to try it on camera, so I did wait a little bit. So I already did my skin prep and my base, and now we're just gonna jump right into these products, give you guys a little rundown on them, a little review, first impression, and you're gonna see my thoughts. So hype about these because first of all, they're $9. It's supposed to be a dupe for the well-loved Charlotte Tilbury products, so we're gonna see. These honestly, before I get into it, these honestly are not my favorite. I know, unpopular opinion. They're definitely products that I feel like I could live without. I will do swatches on my arm of Charlotte Tilbury and the e.l.f. ones so you guys can see a comparison, but I'm not gonna be putting these to the face today. I'm just gonna be using the e.l.f. ones strictly on the face, and I really do love the e.l.f. Halo Glow products. If it's gonna be anything like that, I'm really here for it. And it also reminds me of the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is the liquid contour, so I feel like they just did it. So these are the three that I picked up. I had to pick up what was available. Honestly, the day that they launched in store at Ulta, they flew off the shelves. I went to about like 6 or 7 Ultas, I'm not even exaggerating, when they first launched. I finally found them that had the whole display. The second I got there, I was only able to pick up these two, the highlighter and the blush. This isn't even the shade highlighter I would typically go for. I would like the lighter shade. And then I went ahead and found this. I went on a hunt for it, and they did not have the shade that I would like. I think it's 1 or 2 down from this. Leaning more towards like a bronzing shade with this one. It's definitely not a contour shade for me personally. Nice luminous blush, a little bit of a glow to it, of course, which is super pretty. A lightweight buildable formula for an effortless illumination, and it is a spotlight stealing glow. And then as far as the contour, it is a natural looking sculpted complexion, buildable and really easy to blend into the skin. We're gonna jump right into these products. Before I do so, I will just show you guys side by side the Charlotte Tilbury products, which they are supposed to be pretty similar to. The highlight and the contour are full size, and then the blush down here is a little travel. We have the Pinkgasm, the Spotlight highlight, and the Fair Medium contour. I think it's more so the formula that just gets me every time I go to apply it and try to blend it. It just like sticks to my skin. They're good products, but they're not my absolute faves. I do like the highlighter and the blush. The contour I could totally live without. Just a little spiel on that. And also the actual product that you're getting in here. You're getting 0.40 fluid ounces in these, and I just feel like they're never filled up all the way. Whereas the e.l.f. ones I've noticed are completely filled up to the legit top of the packaging. And you are getting 0.33 fluid ounces. So I already did a bit of foundation. This is just like glowier foundation. It should just really melt right in. I'm just gonna spritz my face really quick to hydrate it. For the highlighter, I have the shade Liquid Gold. For the contour and bronzing, it's the shade Tan Deep. And then the blush, I have the shade Candlelit. So if it was up to me and there was more options available, I totally would have picked different shades. Start out with the highlighter. I'm gonna do it first, and then once I apply the rest of my makeup at the very end, I'll go back in with a touch more. So it is a sponge tip applicator, and typically I don't love applicators like that. I think they could be quite messy, and the product is gonna come out like so. I will say though, the Charlotte Tilbury one, oh, yep, exactly my point. This is just so ultra messy. The product just squeezes out, stays like that. I wouldn't say this one's doing that, and I don't think it will. This one's so much bigger that it's really hard to even get into certain areas that you're trying to sculpt, highlight. So I feel like these, because they're smaller, you can get in a more detailed area if you had to, especially for contour and bronzing. I think the smaller one is just way better. So I'm gonna start out by just applying right here, just like 3 little dots. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put a little bit under my brows. Super easy to get these detailed areas, I will say. It doesn't look as gold as I thought it was gonna be, so I'm actually a little bit more happy about that. Take the e.l.f. Putty brush, just a stippling brush, and just kind of stamp on the skin. I think it's really pretty. Honestly, I still think I could pass with using it. It doesn't look terrible. I thought it was gonna be a lot more like gold. I really like more of a champagne gold. This one does look pretty, so. Ooh, the blend of this just blended into my skin so incredible, to the point where I can't even like see any type of separation. It's not patchy. Okay, that looks and feels so great. Like I said, I'll add a little bit more later on. Now I'm gonna go into the contour. Honestly, probably should have just skipped on the contour completely, but I still wanted to try it out. And the shade that I have in the Charlotte Tilbury is so much lighter. This one's gonna be more of that liquid bronzer. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my hand so you can see. Oh wow, yeah. It's so pigmented. So I'm gonna just do like the tiniest of dots. I'm not even gonna put a lot of product on the felt tip. I'm just gonna go like this and kind of squeeze. Oh wow. Yeah, I think this is gonna be really nice to just kind of warm up the skin. So I don't even know why I'm putting that on my nose. Using less product is definitely going to be your best bet if you picked up the wrong shade or anything like that. So I'm just gonna start out by blending and pushing into the skin. And don't mind my giant band-aid on my finger. That is not attractive, but. So I'm just keeping it in the perimeters of my skin, but I'm not really being too precise with it. So it's really just like added bronzy glow to the skin. The product is definitely not sticking to the skin like I'm used to with the higher end product that we talked about earlier. So I really do like that it's blendable, it's moving. I don't feel like you have to move super fast with it. And I'm just gonna have to make do. I will go back over with a little bit of foundation if I have to kind of blend it all together, but it doesn't look terrible. I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna take it off my nose though, because I don't think that that's gonna work. So this is tricky because honestly, formula, not bad at all. It's super easy to blend. Honestly, does remind me of this product a lot that I do like to use. Warm up the skin. Actually, is not bronzing up as much as I thought it was gonna bronze. I'm going to add a little bit more of my foundation back into the skin. Typically for a review, I wouldn't do that, but I know that that's gonna kind of alter the entire look, and I know it's not the product, or at least I think it's not the product. It's just because of the shade. Like I said, I went on a hunt to try to find a good comparable bronzing shade, and it just wasn't happening. They were sold out everywhere. I'm gonna try my best to like even it out with this brush. I always recommend this product right here. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I use the shade 7 and it's just amazing. So if you're looking to just strictly bronze the skin, use that. I'm gonna go in with the blush shade. This is in the shade Candlelit. It's more of like that light pink, almost peachy shade that has a little bit of like a hint of a gold shimmer, which is really pretty. I have a feeling this one's gonna be really pretty. And I might go a little overboard to compensate for the no contour. I don't know how that makes sense, but to me it does. A little pearlescent-y pink girl right now. Stipple it into these areas. I wish it was a little bit more pink though. It definitely pulls more of like a highlighter with like a little hint of a pink. So I feel like we're still left in like the highlighter position. It definitely is not as pink as I wanted it to be. Could totally be my fault because of the shade that I got. So I put a little bit more extra on the nose than I typically would, just to kind of give more of that sun-kissed vibe. Actually add a little bit more, and maybe I won't have to go back in with the highlighter then later like I was going to. I'm gonna add like a decent amount. I wanna be a little rosy. As far as formula, I mean, they're just like epic. Like the glow is there. The blendability is there. You're able to move around the product. Like it doesn't get stiff right on the skin right away, which is nice. Oh, that looks really pretty. I'm looking in that mirror and that looks really pretty. We are very, very much glowing, but I'm gonna put a little bit of powder, I haven't done that yet, underneath, and just kind of set the rest of my face, and I will come back and share with you guys what we are looking like after. But this is what it's looking like while it's blended into the skin. Like this packaging over this packaging for the high-end version, because it's so much easier to get into these precise areas. Like, yes, the travel size one, you can totally make it work, but this is just so easy to place it and go. So these are probably good for traveling. I'm a little bummed that I wasn't able to make this shade work for contouring, even just to bronze up the skin, because I thought for sure I was able to use that to bronze it up. I will come back and share with you guys my final thoughts on everything. The formula is so good and moves so effortless, just blends right into the skin, melts into the skin, and becomes one with your skin, which is great. Like, I think the product actually works great, all three of them. Formulation, so great. I'm gonna go in and apply a little bit more of the highlighter in the shade Liquid Gold, just over top of these areas. Now, would I say that I need it? Absolutely not. It's definitely more of a glowy look to begin with. Like every product we use had a glowy factor to it. I did set down my under eyes obviously with powder and a little bit underneath the contour. So we're a little bit mattified, but in the areas that I want to be, and glowy in the areas that I want to be. And of course you can use like your hand to stamp it on, or you can go straight onto the skin. If you want to be more hygienic, I would say not to go directly on the skin, but that's totally up to you, of course. A little bit of product on the higher points of my cheekbone. I think like even on top of a powder or anything we did before, it still blends really nicely. It's not like sticking, it doesn't get patchy, it's not clinging to anything on top of product, which is nice, or on top of powder. You're definitely gonna wanna run to try to get these products, whether it's an Ulta, online, go get them. I think you're gonna love this for summer. If you love to glow, these are great products. Like this looks like a crazy amount of glow. Super pretty. I would say my thoughts stand pretty firm on the contour bronzing shade. Had I picked up a different shade, totally would have worked great. As far as the blush goes, love the pigmentation. It blends so great into the skin. You can use it with a beauty blender. You can just use your fingertips with this product and just kind of tap it away, and I think you're still getting really nice pigment, or you can use a brush. Like that gold kind of flex to it, so it's still picking up the shimmer and a little bit of that glow, but I just thought it was gonna be a little different. Still really pretty, still gets the job done, and again, $9. I think it is really worth it. And then as far as the highlighter, like I said, I wish I picked up a different shade as well. I still wanted to try them out. I still think that formulation is key for any type of review that I do. No matter what the shade is, I always focus in on formula, if I could bypass it, of course. But I always look at formula, how it wears, what it feels like. Shade can always be altered, I think. I can always go back and get another shade. I can always add, you know, another one to this to create my perfect shade. Now, I still think it looks beautiful and looks so seamless seamless on my skin, and especially when I'm self-tanned, blends in really nicely, and it's a really pretty gold shade. Even while it's still sitting on my skin for a little bit, it doesn't dry down. There's so much wiggle room and it blends right into the skin. They definitely stand true to being buildable, which is really nice. I still like this formula better. It's way more blendable. If I had to choose between all three of these, which one am I gonna go for? 100% the blush, then the highlighter, and then of course the bronzing contour shade. I'll put a little update box in the description box so you guys can see if I picked up my shade or the comparable shade for me and how I liked it. If you can go in store and try to search for them in Ulta, I definitely recommend to go do so. If you want to order online, I will leave a link below where you guys can check it out. I definitely would recommend, and yeah, I think they are so great, and the packaging is so cute. I love that it's like a light pink and you can still see the product in there. I knew I was gonna like these because I absolutely adore these products right here. These are my holy grails. Oh my gosh, it's so dirty, but these are my babies. If you've tried them out, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear. So I believe that is all for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.